What's going on, everyone? It's Taylor from Coaster Studios, and much like all of you, I'm stuck in my house under quarantine dreaming of getting back to the theme parks. And I know that we just gotta stick through this a little bit longer, but I want to do something a little bit different in this channel because I can't be out there actually shooting video at the parks. I wanted to do something that we don't normally get the time to do because we're constantly out getting video from the theme parks. I thought, what about actually discuss the theme park experience and ways to improve it so that when the parks do open up, you guys can be all ready to go and you can take some of the advice that I've learned from traveling around the world, going to all these different theme parks, because there are definitely some tips that I think would really come in handy if you find yourself at a theme park. So in this part one of a two-part video, I'll be discussing, in at least this one, the act of actually going to the theme park and what I recommend bringing with you and the different tips involving that. And then in part two, I'll be discussing the loose article systems, which ones work best and which ones will work best considering the stuff that you're bringing into the park. So that's why they kind of go hand in hand, because what I recommend in this video directly plays into what I'll be discussing in the next video. So let's start with the clothes on your back. If you're going to a theme park, there's a good chance it's the summertime. I recommend a moisture wicking t-shirt and cargo shorts. Cargo shorts, maybe not the most fashionable. However, you can bring everything with you. If you don't have a bag, everything just fits in your pockets. Especially I recommend it if you have zippers. This is definitely the best way to go about it because then you don't have to worry about a drawstring bag, fanny pack. Fanny pack, I think, is a good way to go about it. Except the issue is a lot of theme parks are starting to crack down on this where they aren't letting you bring fanny packs onto the physical roller coasters. However, if you're wearing cargo shorts and everything is buttoned or zipped up, there's no chance anything will come flying out. I mean, the shorts that I typically wear to a theme park have buttons and nothing has ever fallen out on a roller coaster through those. So that's why I recommend, if possible, stick everything in your pockets, but make sure that they are sealable. So assuming that you aren't going in with a bag, you're only gonna wanna bring in the essentials, aka only the things that you'll physically need with you at the park, like phone, wallet, keys. The car keys, a little bit important. Phone, you'll want to communicate with people throughout the rest of the day. I also recommend a portable battery pack because chances are, if you're at a theme park all day, you're gonna need one of these, so make sure to charge it up. Unfortunately, I have been victim of not charging this thing before I bring it into a park, so I actually have it with me, and then I can't use it to charge my phone, meaning it's completely useless. So make sure to charge it, but I definitely recommend bringing one of these things with you. As for a wallet, I recommend a Ridge wallet. As you can see, it is extremely small, lightweight. This is the wallet I used to bring into parks, and if you notice, is a lot bigger. So if you're sticking everything in cargo shorts, including a portable battery pack, car keys, your phone, you have a limited amount of space. So this was just taking up too much room. So instead, I got the Ridge wallet, and I just stick my driver's license, my credit card, and a season pass in there, and you're good to go. It's great value. I know it'll last forever because there's a lifetime warranty. This thing, carbon fiber, so it's very durable. Mine even has a clip on the back, so if you don't have pockets, you can attach it to your waistband. I'll post a link in the description if you're interested in checking this thing out. Plus, if you use the coupon code Coaster Studios, you'll get 10% off. So by far the best wallet to bring into a theme park. It'll for sure make your day easier. So let's talk about what you might bring into a theme park, assuming you have a bag. Now, there's a few different types of bags that you can bring in here. Obviously, the smaller it is, the better. I know one of the more popular types of bags to bring in is a drawstring bag. That's great. There's just no organizational features in there unless there's a whole separate kind of pouch for maybe your smaller items. I think those are great, especially if you're going to a water park, so you can stick your swimsuit, maybe a towel in there, and it'll fit in the lockers if the park has them. So that's definitely one of the advantages to bring in those in. If you're a photographer and you're bringing in a nice DSLR or something, I do not recommend the drawstring bag. That's just no protection, definitely probably not the best idea. So what type of bag do I have? Unfortunately, I go against the advice I give, and my bag is freaking huge, which causes problems when I discuss loose articles in the next video, because if you have lockers, unfortunately, it can get a little tight in there. And if you've been following the channel for a while, I hope that you've noticed that the Coaster Studios production value tends to be pretty high. So I actually bring in a decent amount of equipment into the parks. I'll typically bring in my Sony camera. I also have a Rode VideoMic Pro. If you're just shooting photos, you're not gonna need any of the mics or anything, but you probably will have some extra lenses. I have an 18-105 f4 lens, and I also have a 70-350 lens, which comes in handy for those distance shots. So those are the two lenses that I bring into parks, and I know some photographers have a lot more lenses than that. I like the two I have because they tend to be pretty versatile. The less stuff you can bring into a park, the better. So whether you're a Canon, Nikon user, whatever, probably try and bring in an all-purpose lens if possible. Another camera I bring into a park, I have a Canon G7x Mark II. This is what I use for vlogs. It's super nice because it has a screen that can actually flip up, so it makes it really handy for vlogging. And this is great maybe if you aren't too crazy about starting off with some lenses, you don't quite know what to do. This is a great camera if you want some good pictures and video, and it's a lot less complicated to use. So this is another camera I definitely recommend. And all of the equipment I use you can always find in the description in the video below. Another camera I know a lot of people have and like to bring into parks is a GoPro. I have a GoPro Hero 7, and make sure that if you're bringing this into a park, they actually allow on-ride filming, because if it is against park policy, they probably will not let you in with it, and security will tell you, go put it back in your car. So make sure that if you're bringing this in, it's maybe a Disney park or a SeaWorld park that has policies that allow filming on rides. I also have a wrist mount with mine, so it just sticks on like that. That's really helpful. I know a lot of people have a chest mount. Those are very popular. So again, just don't bring it in if you don't have to. As a photographer and videographer, I also make sure to bring in some extra batteries, some spare SD cards. Those always come in handy. Another tip I recommend, this is not gonna apply to everyone, but if you wear contact lenses, be sure to bring in some spares with you, because I've definitely been in situations where I was at a park, didn't have any backups, and then I went on a water ride or something, and one got dislodged, and now I'm half blind for the rest of the day. And so definitely recommend bringing some of these in. And as you can see, I mean, they're super small, so you can stick them in a pocket, in a bag, and that is extremely helpful, but I for sure recommend that. Now, I've had some people ask me, as a contact lens user, have I had one fall out on a roller coaster? Has it ever been an issue? And it has not. The only time it's ever been an issue is maybe on a water attraction where it got an eye and kind of moved around, but I've never lost a contact lens on a roller coaster. But that being said, you can never be too careful. A few other basics: when it's super hot out, you might want to put on some sunscreen. I would do that in the car before you go into the park so you don't have to bring it in. I also always bring in a pair of sunglasses because it'll be super bright throughout the day. I know a lot of people wear hats. I'd just be afraid that a hat would fly off on a roller coaster. Sunglasses, it's a little harder for them to fly off. However, it does happen. So a lot of people will get a strap. That way, if the park has a policy where you can't wear any loose articles, if you have a strap on your glasses, it is now not a loose article. It's not gonna fly off or anything. So that's another thing you might want to consider. So now we've gone through all that, I want to tell a little story about what not to do, or maybe what you should not do if at all possible. I have found myself in a situation where I was going straight from a theme park to an airport, and I got there by public transportation, and so I had all my luggage with me, and I could not put it anywhere else other than bring it into a theme park. So here I am going into park with a full backpack. I have a suitcase, you know, a roller bag, and I'm strolling on into a theme park, and security was giving some weird looks when they see all the clothes in there, and they're like, okay, whatever. But if you don't have anywhere else to put it, I mean, sometimes you find yourself in odd situations like that where you gotta think, okay, what am I gonna do here? And this really just kind of plays into the video I'm going to talk about next time with some lockers. The one thing I'll say, a lot of parks do have all-day lockers in some larger sizes, so that's what I've had to do. I had to do that one time at Knott's, or I did it at some parks in Japan. And yeah, you can oftentimes find some larger lockers, but yeah, it would certainly suck if you have to bring, you know, the roller bag around with you all day. That's kind of a pain in the butt, just a little. So that's gonna do it for this video. Let me know down in the comments below if this helped you. Maybe you gave you a few other ideas. If there's something that I missed, please post it down below. This is a community where we all help each other. We have the same passion. So if you've learned anything throughout your years of going to theme parks that you think could possibly help someone, yeah, definitely post it down below. And again, make sure to stay tuned for that next video, which will be coming out very soon. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.